Hey guys, SuperDave here, ready for another video. What we're going to talk about today is how to de-escalate. This applies to when you're talking to a parent or a student who've gotten themselves upset over a certain situation at your rental property. They're trying to reach out to you as the owner and you get the phone call, and how are you going to handle it? Well, step number one is listen. It's so key to just sit back in your chair and let them talk. When I was early on in my career of student rentals, I used to interrupt people. I got defensive. I tried to prove my point to them, and I turned it into an argument. I escalated the situation when I started out in student rentals. I would get a parent on the phone, and in the middle of their sentence, I would interrupt them. I would try to talk over them, and my voice level would go up, and I would escalate the situation. In this video, I'm talking about de-escalating and calming everybody down and solving the problem. So step number one is don't interrupt and listen to everything they have to say. Step number two, when you're trying to de-escalate a system, is stay calm and be respectful when you're talking to somebody on the phone. It's no time to raise your voice, get upset, and get away from a calm demeanor, an understanding demeanor, and stay in that mode through the entire conversation. And it's hard because they're upset. They're talking loud, they're talking fast. You need to be in control. You need to stay calm. You need to respect this person. They have legitimate concerns. So step number two is stay calm, stay respectful through the entire conversation. Step number three, when you're trying to de-escalate a situation, is try to give in. Try to give them what they're asking for. Here's an example. Just today I got a phone call from a girl, and she was upset and she was complaining about her refrigerator. The handle had fallen off for the second time. It was an old refrigerator and it was aging out, and she was really upset about this particular item in her house. Well, I listened. I didn't interrupt her. I let her finish her conversation. At the very end, I said, "I'll get you a new refrigerator." And that really de-escalated the entire situation. And you're doing two things at once. One, you're solving a problem and you're calming this person down. And number two is you're improving your property. If you're adding a window when somebody complains, or you do an improvement to your property, it's twofold. You make them happy and you're making a capital improvement to your property. So it's a win-win situation. So if you see an angle or a situation that you can give in, give them what they're asking for within reason, then go ahead and do it, improve your property, and solve the problem. And step four, when you're trying to de-escalate a situation, is don't repeat yourself. Be confident in what you're saying. Let them finish everything they have to say. When they're done talking, give them a response. Be firm and kind and say what you want to say. Don't keep repeating yourself. That shows weakness on your part. Say what you want to say and just be done with it. Don't get in that cycle of an argument with somebody where they keep saying the same thing and you keep saying the same thing. You can't control what they do, but you can control what you do. So be confident, be calm, and be firm, and give them your answer, and don't keep saying it over and over. You're going to shorten the conversation and you're going to de-escalate the situation this way. Step number five to de-escalate a situation is, if you get a phone call from somebody, I advise let them go to voicemail and listen to their message. Then you determine the temperature of that person. If it's a small problem and they're talking calmly on the phone, go ahead and call them back, knock it out, and be done with it. But if you get a voicemail where somebody has really got themselves upset, it's not an emergency, and they're being dramatic about it, shoot them a quick text, tell them you're busy, and you'll get to them the next day. You're not lying, you're always busy. Let it die, let it calm down, let them sleep on it, and then call them back the next day. That gives you time to think about the situation. It gives them time to calm down, and you can de-escalate the situation, let it slow down a little bit, and just shoot them a quick text and say, I'll call you tomorrow. And then they'll leave you alone and you can deal with it the next day. And if you do get a phone call that is an emergency, they have a flood in the house or it's a serious situation, obviously don't push it off till the next day. Call them back immediately and calm them down and solve their problem. So when you get that message, check the temperature. If it's an emergency, call them right back. If they're being dramatic and it's a non-emergency, you can take your time, shoot them a text, and call them back the next day. Okay guys, I hope this video was helpful. It was 5 tips on how to de-escalate the situation when you have a parent or a student who've gotten themselves upset. Hope these tips can guide you through that situation when it happens. And I really appreciate your time today. If you could remember, subscribe to my channel, that's real important to me. Give me the thumbs up. And remember, in your day, do the most productive thing every moment of every day.